co-founders and chief operating officer for the Stafford Boxing Club Incorporated, our nonprofit organization, which is a yearly mentoring program for at-risk youth in the community.
So we will be able to teach financial literacy, communication, discipline, decision making, as well as campaigning for a premium education.
These are the foundation for the Stafford Boxing Club. These 20 mentees in our program here at Panola Way Elementary School. 20 years from now, Stafford Boxing mentees will be known across the world.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad to have y'all.
Man, what it do, what
What's
it do,
going on?
what it do.
What's going on? What's going on?
Man's fast, boy. Whoo! What's up, babe?
Nothing, just chilling.
I apologize for the noise that you may hear. It's a lot of construction going on, so.
Good construction.
Good construction.
Real needed construction.
Oh, mercy. Oh, okay. What's going on, babe?
You know what I've been doing lately?
What's that?
I have been watching documentaries about lions and lioness.
Interesting.
And the reason why the lioness caught my attention is because of the way they raise their cubs. It's like they have so much patience, and just the look in their eyes and just their whole body language. For some reason, it just speaks to me. And I learned that the lioness is really the ones that hold everything together.
Okay.
And they take care of their cubs. They go hunting. So they are the main hunters. So they hunt for the lion. Then, of course, you have the lion king. And then they bring food to their cubs. So the cubs are always with the mother. Now, when it's time to introduce the cubs to their dad, they have to be very, very careful because the lion can be very rough, and sometimes they'll just be mad and they'll take it out on the cub. So while the cubs have no fear and just walk up to the lion, the mother is just walking very slow, being cautious towards the both of them. And as soon as she sees that the lion is being too aggressive, then she'll growl at him and do her paw like this. And then, of course, the lion will back off. Also, what I learned too is that if the lion tries to mate with the lioness and the lioness says, "No, I'm not in the mood today," the lion will actually kill the lioness. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of the women who are boxers. So you have a mother that has a very big responsibility. She has to take care of her child. She has to take care of her children. Then she may also be working part-time on the side or full-time. And then she makes sure that she goes to the gym. She's training. Her schedule probably will not be the same. It's always going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down. And just the discipline and what the mother is thinking in her mind, that even though I have other things going on in my personal life, I'm still going to get to the gym. I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to do what I have to do, what needs to be done. I'm going to listen to my coach. I'm going to listen to my trainer. I'm going to give over 100% of everything that I have so we can go ahead and make this fight happen and I can become that champion. And I also want to say that the lioness is very patient. And I do feel and I do see that a lot of the women boxers / athletes, they are very patient. Because there are times like with Amanda, she was supposed to have a fight with Katie Taylor, but for some reason that's not happening. So Katie's actually fighting somebody else. So when disappointments happen like that, just think of what the fighter is thinking or what she may be going through just internally, and then she'll just snap out of it that quickly and get back into the gym and do what it is that she has to do. So I just wanted, it kind of reflects what's going on with the female boxers and then with the lioness. The lioness are really the ones in charge, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Sheila, that's a great analogy that you use about the lioness and how powerful she is to the whole tribe. Where she goes, she hunts. She makes sure that the cubs are fed. She makes sure that the Lion King, is fed. She protects from outsiders, etc. She's very aggressive, and like you said, one of the things about a lioness is that she has to be patient, and patience is something that I do see in female athletes. They have a lot of patience because they may not have the athletic ability like the men, so they have to, rely on other things, and that requires a level of patience. And I really just like how you tie that into boxing, because even though times are changed, like when Lady Tiger, Miriam,
Yeah, shout out.
shout out to Miriam, when she was fighting, she had to work, she had to do all those things in order to, pursue her career, or excuse me, her aspiration, her goal in becoming a world champion in boxing. But today's time, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of sponsorships and a lot of ways to make money outside of the boxing ring compared to when Lady Tiger was fighting. So a lot has changed in the boxing industry. Last week, Sheila and I had an opportunity to go to Terry the Boss Moss
Terry
boxing
Moss,
gym.
the boss.
Let me tell y'all something. This woman gym is on fire.
Yeah, she's very inspiring.
Woo!
Too. I was just watching her.
Hey man, listen.
I enjoyed myself. I could have stayed there longer.
I'm talking about, man.
I could have stayed there longer.
Listen. It's called the Buckhead Fight Club, and when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come to Atlanta, please go to the Buckhead Fight Club. When you walk in, it's like old school. You're going downstairs, and when you hit that corner, you see a little sitting area where you can sit down.
Great customer service.
Great customer service. The young lady at the desk, she was amazing. You walk in, she got about, 2 boxing rings. She got a whole bunch of punching bags. And when I tell you that, I mean, it just excitement. I mean, it's like an old school boxing gym. And it was like, I don't know, y'all. I'm telling you, if you ever come to Atlanta, or if you in Atlanta, please go to the Buckhead Fight Club.
And she walked so fast.
I'm talking about, man.
She was walking faster than I do, because I walk fast.
Man,
but she was walking super duper fast.
Terry was getting it, and she was in the ring. And man, she was like, I'm talking about, and she, boy, you can tell she got hands like she can. Man, Terry, I like Terry, man.
I do too. She's
I like
an
Terry.
inspiration.
Yeah, she is, man.
Yeah,
and
she put that fire. I already had fire under my feet, but now I must have. You know, back in the day, was it the Jetsons or something?
Yes, she put them jets on
the jet things right here on the back of your heel.
Yeah.
She put that on the back of my heel now.
Man, listen.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Listen, man. When I tell you that this woman embraced us into a boxing gym,
we appreciate it.
She allowed us to take a picture of some things that we thought that would be insightful and helpful for us as we pursue our gym and stuff like that. And she has a trainer, and this trainer started off as just a boxer, but he ended up becoming her right-hand man.
Loyal.
And this dude is so loyal, man.
He
is. I'm telling you, Terry, that's the type of people that we want around us, like loyal. Like, this dude is so loyal.
He is.
Man, he's
like, it was almost like he was her protector.
Yes.
To make sure that there's no nonsense coming in.
None. And the dude is real good as it relates to training. Like, they had a circuit going on.
Yeah.
And so a few people will be in the boxing ring, and then he'll be outside on the ground. They'll be running around. They be doing burpees. They be hitting the bag. It's just a multiple things that they be doing in this circuit. And the way Terry really trained was just, it was just amazing. And to see a woman in that boxing ring and just coaching these girls and these boys, men and women, it was remarkable. I mean, she's done. I mean, she is A1.
She
Like
is.
I'm talking about, this woman is passionate.
Yes.
She is committed to the sport of boxing. I mean, she's a living icon. As a matter of fact, she sits on the chair. She sits on the board of the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and she's been inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So, Terry the Boss Moss.
No.
I thought it's
Terry Moss, the boss.
Oh, well, you know what? You know, I was thinking about when we went to
Don't say it. The other one.
Yeah, the other gym, and she got the banner up, and it goes Terry the Boss Moss.
Or maybe it is the boss.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Terry.
The Boss Moss.
I thought it was Terry Moss, but as long as we put the boss in there,
because she is a boss.
I was just gonna say that
she is a boss.
She is,
and hopefully future home of the RX Alkaline Medical Grade Hydration, no cap. I mean, this is Terry. Thank you so much, man. You've inspired me and my wife, because on the way, because it was like a 35-minute drive. And we was like, man, we got to get out to her gym.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? She let us put the sticker on her on the door.
Yeah, so she's just so inviting.
Yeah, man, she was so cool. As long as you show respect towards her, you know, she'll definitely look out for you, man. And you know, she's definitely someone that you really want to tap into and keep on your team, bro. Like, for real though.
Facts. So also, I was listening a little bit to Drinking Champs, and one of the guys said, and it kind of hit, he said, no talent is the new talent.
Wow.
And then Amber Rose, she was on there too, so she was a little bit heated, but I can see exactly why
No talent?
Yeah, he said no talent is the new talent.
Wow.
Yeah, that hit hard.
Noriega, that boy a fool. Nori!
But he didn't say it. It was somebody else that said it, because then
Say it again, baby.
He said, no talent is the new talent. But we can already see that.
Yeah, we can see that.
Already. And then I have one other thing that's going on too. I had said before on another podcast that Blac Chyna had given her life to Christ. Well, she's even taken it a step further. She made a video with her taking the fillers out of her cheeks.
Oh, really?
Her lips, and I also believe her butt. And she's healing. I think she's just about healed, and she said that she's going to take down her OnlyFans page. And the reason why is because she's actually thinking about her kids. Because she knows what's going to happen, and she wants to be an entrepreneur, but the way she wants to do it the right way. So I thought that would be something just to say, because that's
it's positive.
Positive, and it's also very motivating. So what I want to say to her is to keep going, make sure that you pick and choose the right people in your circle, and it is going to get tough. So please just hang in there and get you some prayer warriors. It's going to be okay. This is going to pass, so it's no telling.
It's going to be a character.
Yeah, so it's no telling that other women, whether they're in the NA industry or just women like myself, will be inspired and say, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. So
absolutely.
Give God the glory and the praise. So shout out to Blac Chyna, for real.
No cap.
So do you have anything on your mind that you...
Man, I'm really excited about Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia getting in that ring. I think that, and I'm also happy for Adrian Bronner, who signed with Don King. Don King Promotions sent me the press release about Adrian Bronner signing with this promotion company. And Don King said he want all the smoke. He calling all the promoters out. He's calling Bob Arum, Frank Warren, Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, and others. Whoever want the smoke, holla at Don King. One thing that I always like about Don King is that he always put the fights that people wanted to see.
that is true.
And it's a shame that we didn't see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in the ring, and now they are fighting other fighters. But the fight that we wanted to see was Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Now I'm very happy, and I speak for a lot of people who are animated about the boxing industry, about the fight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. This is a fight that everyone wants to see. And so whoever the promoters are, I think, is it Floyd Mayweather promotion? Mayweather promotion? Oscar De La Hoya. I know Al Heyman got his hands in it somewhere, so he's in it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting this fight done so that the fans can be a witness of this, this fight. Now, from what I heard, my wife told me before we jumped on air, she said people got Ryan Garcia knocking Tank out in the second round. Man, come on, man. Come on, bro.
But let me tell you why. But before we go there, we're going to get that right there. But
about the second round, bro.
Wait a minute. But now with Adrian Bronner, there were 3 different opponents who withdrew from him fighting, and that's why he ended the relationship with Black Prime. And now he's with Don King.
So why did they withdraw? They probably had to do something with money.
Of course.
Yeah.
So check this out. Let me tell you why people are talking about Ryan winning. As a matter of fact, there's a gentleman
the second round
that told me that he's going with Ryan on the Stafford Boxing Report Facebook page. But I told him, I said, a lot of people have been saying this, but I said I have to go with Tank. So of course we know his speed. We talked about that before. His stance is very relaxed, so it's like he doesn't have to really be concerned about him being balanced.
Who, Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan is flat-footed though.
But we know that. But his if you're listening to me, his stance is relaxed. So he does not have to be concerned about his balance and his balance being off. Listen, he also does not use unnecessary energy because he analyzes his opponent. Also his reach because he's taller. But look, I get it. Mike Tyson had some tall opponents, and he was still able to take them down. I get it. His endurance as well as his left hook. And of course his jabs and uppercuts and his combos. So people are going off of that because if his left hook comes out of nowhere, of course it's going to be a surprise. They say that Tank is just going to go down. That's what other people are saying. Okay, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, so what do you say?
Now I will say this. I do believe that Ryan is going to give it all he has. He really is. He's going to give it all he has and plus some because he's trying to prove a point. And this is what he wants. He's the one that's been calling Tank out. I remember he called Tank out and Mike Tyson was holding his phone up and Tank was just running off at the mouth. And I do believe he will back it up to a certain extent. No disrespect to you, Ryan. But Tank, I just have to go with Tank because, number one, Tank has more experience. I do believe experience does play a part in a lot of things. And then it's just his whole fighting style, which I'm not even going to go through again because that's another podcast y'all can look at. But Tank is that dude. And then Tank has been hit before. But you know what? Some people have said that Tank's opponent really wasn't that strong. I'm just telling you what people have been saying. This is not what I'm saying. So let's just make sure Lady Stafford is not saying this. I'm just speaking on what others have said. And you all can look the information up too. I'm not going to bring up information if it's not out there.
The second round?
Yeah.
For people to say that Ryan Garcia is going to knock out Tank Davis in the second round. That's crazy. That's ludicrous to me. That's disrespecting this man's whole boxing career. I mean, it makes no sense.
Oh, boy.
I'm with Sheila. Tank have shown that he can take a punch.
Facts.
Ryan, yes, he was knocked down. I just don't think, you know what I mean? I'm not calling them guys can of tomatoes, but they just wasn't the type of fighters that I've seen Tank fight. And Tank has fought a multiple type of fighting styles with different boxers. He fought tall. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Isaac Cruz was a tough one though, because that was a tough one. I ain't gonna cap, because that peekaboo boy. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be interesting to see this fight.
It's sold out.
It's sold out.
But we already knew that.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Ryan Garcia. I do.
I like him.
I ain't gonna lie. But man, Tank represent folk from the ghetto, bro, from the hood, from that, you know, that type of environment. You know what I'm saying?
He's not gonna let none of that.
I mean, that boy from Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know if you ever been to Baltimore, Maryland, but it's rough. It's rough. And so, you know, people can identify with someone like that because he gives that type of demographic of people hope and inspiration, you know what I mean? And I you know, I'm with Sheila on the experience. Now, sometimes experience doesn't play a factor.
That's true.
In you accomplishing your goals and dreams in life. You know what I mean? I look at Elon Musk. This man didn't even go to college or nothing. Only thing he did was read books and study the material and understand it to the point that he can implement his vision with the knowledge that he obtained from these books. So he is he's a multi-billionaire. I mean, that boy there, that boy got so much money that he has the 18-wheeler in reverse, beep, 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 about to dump off that bread. But in this case, like when you're doing fighting, I think that the more fighting that you encounter, the more experience you get. And I think it was very wise for Tank to take a tune-up fight. Ryan didn't want to take one. Oscar De La Hoya said, hey man, why don't you go ahead and take that? But he didn't want to listen. And I just believe that, you know, that right there makes Tank a little bit more sharper and tuned up for this upcoming fight. But at the end of the day, I think that it's going to be a fight that people is going to talk about for a long time. And whoever wins this fight will be the face of boxing. You know what I mean? I do like Devin Haney. He's a great.
Yeah, I do.
I like him. I like him. I like the fact that him and his father has a very close relationship. But what I also like about this situation is Devin Haney, his father took him to a certain level. Now he stepped aside and allowed Floyd to come in and train Devin Haney. You know what I mean? And see, when I see things like that, it lets me know that his father is not necessarily concerned about him, but what's in the best interest of his son to be great. And having Floyd Money Mayweather as your trainer, I mean, you can't do nothing but excel, because he is the master of, you know, he used his shoulder to, I mean, Floyd just a master of defense. And I think that over time, I mean, oftentimes in boxing, we kind of overlook the defense. Yeah. And we focus on, you know, punching and jabbing, which is great. The jab is a unique tool, and it can destabilize a lot of fighters from, you know, implementing their fight game or whatever. But at the same time, I think defense is very important, and not getting hit. And I also believe, you know, head movement is important. As me and Sheila stated, we are students of the peekaboo invented by the late Cus D'Amato. For real.
Oh, and since you're talking about defense, I want to talk a little bit about Natasha Jonas. Super welterweight. She has a belt. There's another one too, and Terry Harper has it. And she also is the first in women's history to be the British Fighter of the Year in 2022. And I actually took some notes on her for the reason why She's such a great fighter. The first thing is she has good height and her reach. She's southpaw. She's a boxer puncher. She's also a counter puncher. She has speed, defense, power, stamina, and she works well in the inside as well as the outside. And a lot of times some of the boxers, whether they're male or female, they struggle with one or the other.
Yeah.
So, but she's great with both of them. She's also she's accurate, and she picks her shots. And somebody else that's like that too is Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
And she has a fight coming up as well. But we were talking about, you had said that Natasha and Clarissa Shields, they've been negotiating.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Hey man, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Clarissa Shields. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think that she's a dog. She got that Detroit spirit in her.
Oh boy, does she?
She is not to be denied.
She gonna say what she has to say.
Yeah,
when she's gonna say it.
she gonna
how
say
she's
it.
Gonna say
it don't even matter. But you know what I do respect and like about Clarissa Shields is that she is still committed to her personal relationship with her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they've been together a long time. And oftentimes when people start getting notoriety and fame and all this other type stuff, they begin to, you know, forget about those who helped them along the way. And if my memory serves me well, yeah, if old boy, I mean her I'm about to say old buddy, but her fiance used to be a boxer too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
perfect match.
Yeah, perfect match. So I think that he handles a lot of things outside of the ring, so that she can focus on the sport of boxing. And you know, she remember we was talking like I think we was on the highway, and I was saying about like 15, 20 years ago how the women in the sport of boxing was non-existent, mm-hmm. and like today, like it seems like it's starting to gain momentum. I mean, for a woman to like Natasha Jonas receive that, you know, prestige honor of being the top fighter in Europe as a woman is remarkable. But we had talked about this a long time ago, mm-hmm. Sheila, where we said the people over in Europe, mm-hmm. they are more accepting to female boxing than in the United States. Yeah. And I don't know why, because the United States got some good fighters, female fighters.
They like fighting on reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Boy, they draw towards that.
That's another subject. But anyway, sheesh. I love the passion that they have in Europe about their boxers. I mean, when I be watching those fights online and I look in the stands, mm-hmm. I'm talking about, man, they packing out stadiums. I'm talking about, and they come out and they support. And you know what I think it is? I think the reason why, Sheila, is that over in the UK, when the fighters fight, mm-hmm. they're fighting for their country.
Yeah.
Whereas in the United States, they may be fighting for their family or their kids, but not necessarily for the country. Mm-hmm. The only way that people in the United States fight for the country if they go into the Olympics. So
that's true too. Yeah. And with you saying that, so Caleb and Benavidez fight that's coming up, and you said that too. He said that he's fighting for his family, and that's what drives him to accomplish more. I'm not gonna lie, I like Plant. I think, let's just take the boxing part out of it because he really is good. But he's humble, he's a great father, and it's his character. It's just, he's a good person. Sometimes you can tell, we might make mistakes, but sometimes you can tell if someone's a good person when you may see them the first time. It's just that the spirit that they have, their mannerisms, you just see it. It can just be on them. So I like Caleb. I do. Now he may be fighting for something else, and maybe within that interview, he just didn't say it, or maybe he said it in another interview. But when he said his family, it hit my heartstring because he wants the best for his family. I mean, I know a lot of boxers do, but it was just the way that he said it, and it's the way that he speaks. It's his tone, it's his pitch, and he just talks just almost just like this. And even when they had their press conference, he still was talking the same way, but he may have had a little bit more of a harsher tone, but it was like he was the same person. It was like me. That I just, how I talk here is how I talk to the kids, but sometimes if they do something, I might have a little bit more sternness in my voice, but I like Caleb though. I'm going with Caleb straight up, man. For real, I'm going with Caleb. I believe they're fighting
I haven't really
on the
got into that
25th
fight yet.
of this month.
I haven't watched enough tape to, but it's a fighter out of Philadelphia. I can't remember his name, but next time I come on this show, I'm gonna definitely shout him out because I had watched a couple of videos and a documentary about him and his upbringing, him and his father tight too. And that's the thing, Sheila. Like, I'm a big fan of
father and
sons.
I know.
I'm a huge fan of that because when the father is the son's trainer, he's involved in all aspects of this young man's life when it relates to boxing. And so I'm just a big fan of that. And it's another what's his name? Mark. Over there, Mustafa. The guy that he a dog man too. And
But I don't remember his. I don't.
Named DeMarco.
Oh, I don't know because I ain't never talked to him. You all would talk, but then I'll just come up. I'll listen for a minute and then I'll
it's another young fighter coming up out of Atlanta. Him and his father is very close. His father be in the gym. I spoke with his father several times, and his son, will say hello to me, but I wouldn't, respond to him. When I first met him, I would never respond because I wanted to show his father the utmost respect. So I went to his father and said, "Hey man, you mind if I just say hello to your son?" Because it's just about respect for me. And his father really appreciated that I came to him first to get authorization to speak to his son. And it showed a lot about me and Sheila that we wasn't coming in trying to, see if we can, we not with all that, you know what I'm saying?
No.
What's for us, God has for us. We're not trying to, invade on anybody else, fighter or project or anything. We are people totally relying on God 100%. That's just us. We operate differently than most people, and that's cool. But what we believe in and how we live, it works for us. It works for us.
That's true. There's another fight coming up with Canelo and John, and they're actually going to be fighting in Mexico.
Do you like Canelo?
Yeah, I do. I like him. I know he's a good body puncher. That's what that's like his specialty. And I'm glad that he's finally coming because I'm like, where is he at? When are we going to see a fight? So we're going to see about this one. And then we have Fury coming up. Fury.
I want to see
Saturday, April 29th.
Babe.
Oh, so Canelo's is May 6th at the Akron Stadium in Mexico. Fury versus Usyk Saturday, April 29th at the Wembley Stadium. This is going to be very interesting, especially since Usyk was trying to find a sparring partner that was Fury size, which was real smart. So this is going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, and what I was going to say, watch how the Hispanic community pack out that stadium.
Boy, is it.
I'm talking about it's going to be packed. Like, that's another community that supports fighting.
Always.
Boxing is the
They
Hispanic.
just support, and we've talked about this so many times. they just support each other regardless of what the situation is. Like they will live together for however long, and then eventually they'll just part ways, but they won't part ways until they are financially stable and able to do it. And I'm just going to bring this up. It was years ago, of course, when they first started coming to Atlanta, and I used to see them packed. It might be like 3 or 4, like, you know, in the truck, and it's just that one long seat. It'll be like maybe 4 of them just scrunched up in there. And I admired it. And I said, wait, in a couple of years, or a few years, they're going to be owning their own business, because they still do landscaping, but that's all that they started off doing at first. I said they're going to be having their own businesses. They're going to have some nice looking cars, and sure enough,
that's a fact.
That's exactly what happened.
That's a fact. And you remember when we were talking to that Hispanic lady when we was up in Norcross, and she said it was about 2 or 3 families inside of one house, and so they were all saving their money up because they were buying land next to their house to build another house. So what's going to happen is once they finish building their house, then they're going to move into their house, and then but this house already paid for it, and then they're going to pay for their house, and then there's going to be 2 more families in there, then they're going to pay for their house, and they're going to move, and that's how they build wealth. And I'm not going to lie, when I went to Terry Moss boxing gym and I seen the loyalty of that Hispanic young man, I said to Sheila, and I ain't gonna lie, I said, Sheila, man, we got to get us a Hispanic on our team, bro, because I ain't gonna lie. One thing about them, bro, they're very loyal.
Yeah,
I've watched
and their
them,
work, and they're passionate.
Yes, they have great
They're
work
gonna
ethic.
give it all they
loyal.
have.
You know what I mean? Like it's just them. It's just something how they built like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we're not gonna have black people on our team, but I like a diverse team. I like white, I like Asian, I like Hispanic. I like them all if you got good character. That's what I'm really into, good character. And that's what we are building our team around, people who got good character. I don't want no yes dude or no yes woman around me. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want no woman coming around us and try to, you know, because I get rid of you quick. If you with that foolishness, out of there. I don't even play like that. You feel what I'm saying? What's important to me is the foundation with my wife, about my character, my credibility in the community. We got kids that look up to us, and I do not play about that. I take that very seriously. It's such an honor to have kids to look up to you, that you inspired them to be their very best. And on the 29th, we got an event coming up at Panola Way Elementary School with our premier sponsor, T.Trust Bank. And we're very excited about that. RX Water, Walmart. Shout out to Walmart for real, man. Yes. I ain't gonna lie.
And I also have a young lady who is also sponsoring as well. Melvina M. Washington Feaster.
Yep.
She is the owner and founder, as well as president, of Infinity Health Information Management. She has worked for several hospitals, teaching facilities, trauma and critical care units. And I do believe that I have known Melvina between 2004 and 2005.
Yeah. Melvina, I ain't gonna lie, she is a fireball.
She is.
She is a fireball. She about that money though. She is a good person.
She is.
She has a very vibrant spirit.
Mm-hmm. She's very outspoken.
Very outspoken.
And you can learn from her too, believe me. She has a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of experience. And in this case, when we were talking about experience, the experience that she has gotten her to where she is now when it comes to that discipline.
The discipline.
And the dedication and determination.
Boy, she at the code, but she stay on that computer.
She does. Medical billing coding.
For real. And I remember when my wife first met Melvina uh, over at Arizona Steakhouse in Stonecrest. And, baby, how did y'all start talking? I mean, you were serving her?
Yeah, I was a waitress and I was serving her, and I don't remember who she was with. She may have been with her family. I can't remember, but this is what I want to say about Melvina, though. Melvina was such a support system to me when I was going through something personal, and because of where she was at the time and where I was at, she never looked down on me. She never put me down. She never judged me. She was a great ear. She always listened to what it is that I had to say. And I mean, that was pretty much about it. And she's been loyal.
She's been loyal, for real.
Like, you don't meet people, especially women, who are loyal and then they don't want anything from you, but they want the best for you.
Straight up. And then on top of that, Melvina blessed you when she took us out to eat for your graduation.
And gave me a graduation present.
Hey, man, we ate good. And you know what? I love her husband.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Glenn.
Yeah,
man,
he's just so
he is
down to earth.
Yeah.
He's just cool.
Say, Glenn, what's up, boy? Yeah, Glenn, cool people, though.
Yeah.
I like Glenn, though.
I do, too.
So, but they are made for each other. And Melvina has been an outstanding mother. She has raised 2 strong daughters.
She has 3.
She got 3?
Yes, and they are all in college. They have their master's degree.
Yeah, she ain't
They
playing.
already have things in place.
Melvina
So Melvina and her husband have been great role models.
Yes.
And like she said, it was not easy, but the fact that they didn't give up and they listened to both of their parents and they see a living example of discipline, character, integrity, dedication, great work ethic. Because you have to have great work ethic, because it's almost like they're trying to take the work ethic out, and you can't take work ethic out. You have to have some type of work ethic, whether if you're a boxer, because being a boxer, your work ethic is first starting in your mind, because you're going to be fighting with yourself, because you're like, do I want to go to the gym? Oh, I'm tired, because it's a mental thing. So you're fighting with yourself. You got to get into that gym. You might have to run that extra mile. You might have to do extra jump ropes. So it just is what it is.
Yeah, for real. And, you know, me and Sheila, we went to a meeting at this church, and we were talking about work ethic. And this generation was very...
against the
they
word
was like,
work ethic.
Work ethic. They were talking about come up with another word.
You can't.
And we was like,
no,
we not, because we see that's an issue. And they were like blah 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 blah. They were doing
but
all
I
that.
wasn't going back and forth. I just said what I had to say.
Yeah, they were doing all that chit chat and all that other type stuff. Next week, when it was time to come and meet again,
I think it was 2 weeks or the
2
week
weeks.
after.
Yeah,
next.
it was 2 weeks later. We were scheduled. Everybody supposed to come back. We the only ones that showed up. So they were big cap.
So that's part of work ethic.
Big cap.
That's part of work ethic that
Big
you
cap.
wanted to fight about.
Arguing and all that other type stuff.
I don't argue.
Nah.
I just say what I say and just going about my day.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, we're not doing no lip wrestling at all.
No, because it's unnecessary and like... No, I'm not. And like we were talking about with Ryan and some of the boxers and Natasha, you have to analyze the situation, and they know when to punch or what to punch and how to throw a punch, and I just know when to shut up.
So the title of this podcast show is called BEST, and it's an acronym, right? So let's start with the letter B. Let's start with the letter B.
Believe.
Believe. B is for believe. In order for you to even start anything in life, be it boxing, be it education, be it entrepreneurship, be it whatever, you got to believe in yourself. And I think like nowadays, like people don't believe in themselves unless they get a whole bunch of likes or followers on social media. And that should be the last thing that you should be concerned about in terms of, you know, you believing in yourself. Believing in yourself is the first step to any and everything.
And believing in your abilities to be able to either continue on learning
Mm-hmm.
and going off of what you already know how to do and just expand on that, because that's what Robert Greene had talked about today when he was talking about the frontal cortex. It's like when you first start doing something and it's going to take it and it expands because you're learning and you're trying to do it. Now with repetition it'll go back to its normal size, and then it'll just travel down to everything, to the other parts of your brain, because now you know how to do it, and it gives you the opportunity now, okay, it's time to learn something new.
Yeah, and also believe. You need to believe in God. You need to believe in a higher power, because whatever you trying to do, if you don't have that spiritual foundation in your life, it's not gonna last. Yes, you'll get there, but it's not gonna last. And one thing that I've seen and I've been hearing, reading, and experiencing myself is about sustaining. So in order to believe, you got to believe that you're going to sustain on that level, because people can get to a certain level, but do you believe in yourself that you can elevate and maintain it? Because believing to get there is one thing, but believing to stay there is another thing, and it requires another level of work ethic and discipline to maintain on that level.
You heard? E.
E is for encouragement, you know, and that's why we was talking about earlier about having the right people around you to encourage you. Like, my encouragement system is Sheila, the Word of God, that Bible.
Encouraging yourself sometimes. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
encourage
You
yourself.
have to encourage yourself, but I get a lot of my encouragement from Sheila and that Bible, because we live in a different times now, and people don't have that type of discipline to read things that I believe are helpful. We are constantly on our smartphones. We are constantly on social media. We're constantly trying to do things to get the likes, to get the algorithm up, etc. So people really don't do a lot of reading. I mean, me, I'm from the hood, but I love reading. And so reading encouraged me, because it gives me an opportunity to learn from people who have gone before me and have written a book about their journey, their testimony, etc., and what they did to become who they are or what they were in life. And to me, that's my way of encouraging myself, is through reading. And one of the requirements about our boxing club mentoring program, the Stafford Boxing Club mentoring program, is that each member must have a library card.
A public library.
A public library card, because we are teaching our mentees to be fishers of knowledge. So if they is told, hey, this is this, they only will go so far. But if we tell them and teach them about, hey, go to that library, ask that librarian about where is this book at. You sit down either in the library or at home or wherever and crack that book open and start reading. Now you are developing a habit, and as you read, you will encourage yourself because of the information that you're reading. So encouragement is very important in the acronym of BEST. So we covered B, we covered E, now we on to S.
For stand.
Yeah, stand. And I believe that people don't stand for things that is right. We stand for things that are wrong. We stand for things that are temporary. We don't necessarily stand for things for long term, because standing for something for long term requires time. And everybody wants it right now. If I can't have it right now, then you know what? I'm not willing to stand. And it's an old saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything. But if you stand for something, then folks won't take advantage of you. When you stand for what is right, even though in the beginning you may be rejected, you may come under attack, you may be, ostracized. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of things that happen when you stand. But if you stand in for the right reason, you eventually accumulate honor, respect, and those are the things that really matters. when we all are dead and gone, we're not going to be remembered by, you know, the materialistic things. Some people may talk about that, but depending on the type of people that you want talking about you, they're going to talk about what you stood for. Prime example, Dr. Charles R. Drew was the pioneer of blood plasma. He stood for righteousness. He stood for African Americans being respected in the medical field. Even till today, you know, there is a disparity when it comes to white doctors and black doctors, or let's say Emory School of Medicine and Morehouse School of Medicine. And so you have the National Medical Association, and then you have the American Medical Association. You have all these type of organizations where there's white and black, and you know, they may say, well, we are better than this because of racial barriers or whatever it may be. But at the same time, there are a lot of great black physicians who have done great things in the community. And one that comes to mind is Pop Crawford. His name is Dr. Marvin L. Crawford, but he's a reverend. He's pastor of First Paul AME Church in Lithonia. He has been with Morehouse School of Medicine for, I don't know, over 25 years, something like that. But this is something that he's passionate about, and the impact that he has had in the community and encouraging African American men and women to be great physicians, doctors, whatever type of medical background that you are pursuing at Morehouse School of Medicine. And so his impact will go a long way. He's very known at Grady Memorial Hospital here in Atlanta, Georgia. So he's done a lot of great work. So my point is that he stands for something that's worth standing for, even in the midst of other people who may not respect him, or you know, may look at him because he's a graduate of Morehouse School of Medicine. Even though, in my humble opinion, Morehouse School of Medicine is a prestigious medical institution. It's a premier. It's globally. It's a lot of people from all across the world come to Morehouse School of Medicine. Now, you have to stand for something. And I was reading in John Maxwell where he was talking about, if you don't stand for something and you compromise what you stand for, you won't be respected and you'll lose everything.
I don't even have anything to say after that one.
Listen, a lot of things that I talk about is through my study and my reading. So when I get in front of this camera and I'm talking, it comes from my study time. Like, I'm real passionate. Like, you know, Sheila was up. What time you get up this morning? What, 3, 4?
I don't even know.
It was about maybe 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. Anyway, she got up. She cooked us some hash brown
and beef bacon.
We had some beef bacon.
And my favorite roll.
Oh, we had this wheat roll. But as soon as she finished that, she went and she got into her biblical studies. And we are big fans of Robert Greene material. He's the author of 48 Laws of Power, the Laws of Nature, Mastery, the 33 Laws of War, laws of seduction. He is and Mastery. Did I say Mastery?
I don't know.
But anyway, he has a new book. It's like daily devotion. It's called the Daily Laws.
That's where I got what I talked about with the frontal cortex today.
Yeah, and Robert Greene, man, I'm talking about, like, we so passionate about this material. He makes you want to
just learn some other stuff.
Man,
like
he's on a whole nother level.
I was already learning about the brain, but now I kind of want to go back and just learn another part of the brain, you know, to go over that again just because I want to. But look, now we're on T. So T is for trust, and that one I can start off. I can say trust the process. And the reason why
I like that. I like that. Ooh.
Hey, I got a little something. So the reason why I say trust the process is because everything is not always just going to go smoothly, and you're always going to have some little bumps, and then you might have to go through a hill and then go around and then go back down like a roller coaster. So trust the process. Whatever, if you fail, just learn. Everybody's going to fail. Everything's not going to come. Oh, and a matter of fact, before I forget, Robert Greene, do you remember reading the Daily One where Robert Greene said that if you get something, or if it comes fast, or if it comes right away, then it's really not going to be sustainable?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're not really going to care about it. You're
No.
not going to nurture it. You're not going to take care of your baby that you got just like this. But to finish with what I was saying, trust the process is that you're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to be hearing a lot of no's. You may hear some yeses. Doors are going to be closed. Some will be open. And maybe the ones that are open might not be the ones that you really wanted. And it can be so many other things, even your personal running over into what you're doing. But stand on God's word and stay strong. Work on your health and wellness as well, and be physically active, because it's not going to be easy.
Baby, I mean, you said it, like, trust the process. That's the key. And you remember earlier today how we were talking about where we were,
Yeah.
and where we at now, and it was a process. You feel what I'm saying? It was a huge process. Let me give you an example about, trust the process. You gotta take a sip on that, but don't get your RX water.
I want to drink yours. I don't.
Nah,
I don't.
Open that.
Okay, so wait, before he goes on, I just want to talk. Can you show your long enough?
Yeah, but so.
Okay, so this is RX water. Now, the size that we don't have on us now is the liter. And we are the what? We're the official distributors of RX water in the state of Georgia. So excuse me, I swallowed wrong. So this water is ultra purified. It has no GMOs, no sodium. It's vegan. It is 9.5 plus pH. And for those who love to recycle, and we all should be recycling, it's 60 days. So it's just not sitting around. So you're doing a great purpose, a great mission. It'll make a statement when you get the RX water. And once again, what I will tell you about this water, it's light. For those who are having an issue with drinking water, when you drink RX water, it won't be an issue anymore. This will be great for families, like the 2 liters would be great for the families, because a lot of people I see carry like those big jugs. And then sometimes, yeah, they have the gallons, and then they have like gallon jugs, and then they have it to where 9 a.m. I'm going to drink this, which is actually great for you to do, because when you just gulp your water down, your body's only going to take a certain amount of that water. So you want to drink water periodically throughout the day. For those who work out, athletes, great, it has electrolytes in it too. And even those who may not work out or want to work out, because everybody is constantly on the go, no matter what it is you're doing. Mothers, dads, entrepreneurs, students, this will actually be great for you too, because we know that all that studying that you have to do and typing and sitting in front of the computer, it really goes for everybody. Great for parties. We have the 8 ounces. That's great for the youth, our babies that can actually hold the bottles. They're actually going to want to drink water.
Yeah, you see how I've been drinking mine all through the podcast show. It's very light, like she says. It's actually delicious to me, and it's medical grade hydrations.
Yeah.
It's the official water for USA Boxing. It's the official water for the WBC, which is the World Boxing Council.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the official water for the International Boxing Hall of Fame. It has been endorsed by the Urologic Institute, and it's medical grade hydration.
You can't go wrong. You can't even get any better.
There is no alkaline water or water period that I have seen on the market that's
Facts.
endorsed by the Urologic Institute.
Facts.
There is no water that I've seen that is the official water for USA boxing.
True that.
There is no water that
Hey,
I've
Eddie.
seen that is the official water for the WBC. And any boxer understand how important that WBC belt is. It's the green one with all of the flags of across the world, and it has like all the fighters in that division on that belt. Is the belt that every fighter wants to have, the WBC. And we are so grateful for the opportunity to be a part of the RX Water. We really are, and we want to thank Christian for giving us this opportunity, being the liaison between us and RX Water. And so if you're looking for RX Water to be in your schools, in your place of business, your homes, you can tap in with the Stafford Boxer. We will definitely be pleased to service you with a premium product because we are
Facts.
pushing P
Facts.
RX Water for real.
Facts.
Oh, and Method Man,
Yeah.
he is, shout out to Method Man. He is the premier ambassador for the RX Water. And bro, you're doing a remarkable job with Power. And hopefully one day we can have you on the Stafford Boxing Report. And I really love what you got going on with your wife, bro. She been down with you, bro, for a long time, bro. And it's good to see.
All I need to get by.
Hey, man. Hey. Hey.
Oh, and this is what I want to say about the RX Water too, to all the bosses out there. So when you all are having Employee Appreciation Day and you're bringing in the food, you should get some RX Water because your health is your wealth, and that will also show that you care not just about what they're doing for you and being a part of bringing in the money, but also you care about their well-being as well. So this is great water for them to have.
Facts. And so we want to apologize for the construction, but it doesn't take away from the quality and the content of the Stafford Boxing Report podcast show today. I believe that it was a great podcast show. It has a lot of insightful information. I think that me and Sheila's getting better at this each and every time that we get on the podcast. We have a natural style, is organic, and we just connect, we vibe off each other. And I think that comes from us being married for so long that we kind of know each other. And so we appreciate everyone for tuning in to the Stafford Boxing Report, and we hope to see you next time.
Now, let me let them know this. So you can get in contact with us on some social media platforms. So the Stafford Boxing Club, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also join the Stafford Boxing Club Report on Facebook. And if you just want to know a little bit more about us personally, Sheila D. Stafford or Sheila Danae Stafford. And I do post on the LinkedIn as well. I think I said, and the blog, we do have a blog. It's the Stafford Boxing, and I will be doing another one within this week. Yes, so check the blog out. I believe I said everything. Oh, then if they want the water,
contact us through social media. We'll be glad to service you with a premium product.
And it comes in 24 in the cases, but the liters is only 12. So for the families, that will really go great for you all as well because it's a little bit bigger. So you'll have more. So you'll actually have more to drink. Yeah, you'll actually have more to drink, so you won't have to. And then I wish we had it, but it's not that big, and it won't be bulky, and you can fit it nicely in your nice looking car or van or SUV or truck.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. And once again, Stafford Boxing.
The making of champions. Last Bell Boxing, what's up?